Welcome to my little space where heart and hook stitch up a place where we can together make a refuge safe for all our sake. A few weeks ago I showed you these babies when they were just barely first born. They are now just shy of 4 weeks old. We're waiting to pick up my daughter from her after school musical practice. What do you think, Willie? Where is she? Where is she? My customer sent me these pictures. He's wearing his flying spaghetti monster on top of his colander for a pirate festival, and his cat apparently also loves it. So if you're interested, go check out his photography. This is his Instagram. You guys, look, I'm addicted to my new necklaces. No matter what crazy earrings I'm wearing, I'm still wearing the necklaces. I'm sure it won't be every day. Actually, it hasn't been every day, but anyway, I just thought I'd pop on here and look, I sold one of my already made cotton flying spaghetti monsters. And as you can tell, it does have a different look to it than my regular acrylic yarn spaghetti monster. Side note, Etsy chose it as an Etsy's pick item. This is just, I have a couple more, I think, in the cotton. And this just happened to be the cotton yarn that I bought when I wanted to make these. So once I sell out of these, they'll probably be different again, just depending on what cotton yarn I have and can get a hold of easily. So yeah, kind of a different look, as you can see, but still an original one from me. And so since I sold this today and I have it ready to ship, I have it set as like ship within 1 to 2 days on Etsy. So I need to ship this by Wednesday. So that gives me a deadline that I want to have a couple other orders ready to ship by, even though they don't need to even be shipped for like a week or two. So I'm going to finish that shawl by Wednesday at least. And I have another Ruth Bader Ginsburg collar to make. I already had it on a list of priorities to just make up a bunch of those. So I'll at least make one, maybe several. And somebody ordered a Bernie doll, but not this one. I have a drawer over there that has a bunch of little dolls, both this style and the inauguration outfit with the mittens style, as well as Bertie Sanders's, the little birdies, the little blue birdies that I make with like his hair and glasses. But this person wants this style, this outfit, but in my 12-inch doll pattern. So I'm going to do that also. So, you know, it's good to have goals. None of those need to ship right away, except for this. But I'm going to try to have the Bernie doll, the shawl, and the collar all ready to ship on Wednesday. Might not happen. It might just be the shawl and the collar, maybe not the Bernie doll. But that's what I have going for me for the next few days. And I'll show you some more of the shawl making process. The shawl is going to be really fun, you guys. It has little appliques of mushrooms and little appliques of leaves. So it's all striped in big chunks of striped varying shades of green going down the triangle. It's a big triangle shawl, and with some red mushrooms and green leaves, and I look forward to modeling it. So actually, if I want to ship that on Wednesday, I should be finished with it by tomorrow night so that I can photograph it on Wednesday morning. That would be perfect, because I really like to get out there for the golden hour in the morning, which is 1 hour roughly after sunrise. So I literally look at my weather app to see what time sunrise is happening, and I go exactly 1 hour after that. I go out there and I have my spot that seems like it's pretty good usually most of the time. And so yeah, hopefully I'll have that finished and ready to photograph on Wednesday morning. So yeah, see, I have a whole drawer devoted to Bernie Sanders items. As you can see, I have the inauguration Bernie in the brown version and the green version of his coat, because some pictures made it look brown and some pictures made it look green. Looks like I have like 4 more in this original design that I first came up with before the inauguration. That was for Trump's first inauguration, right? And then these are the Bernie Sanders, and I just have them stored that way because I just think it's so funny, their little feet. So, yeah, Bernie still sells. So I've got 4 of the 5 colors here. We still need to get the final point in this yarn. However, what I want to do is, so I color matched based on sort of the size of the yarn, the weight, and also the color to match the shawl in the original. These are all acrylic yarn. This one, however, is cotton and bamboo. So what I'd like to do is actually kill the acrylic of this before I stitch this on. So I'm going to go soak this in some hot water, let it dry, and then I will add this. So since that will be drying tonight, I will next jump into making the little mushrooms and leaves that will be appliqued. If you've been watching my channel for a little while, you may notice some new sounding music in this chapter. And that's because I've been diving into my old recordings from college, and I found a few more to start including. Oh my goodness, it still needs the mushrooms, but I've got the leaves made and they are stitched on. Look how fun. And look at what I'm going to photograph it over tomorrow. Look how well that matches. It's maybe a bit matchy too much, but that's okay. I don't care. I really like the little bit of weight that these give to the shawl. And then it's going to have a little bit more weight added with the mushrooms, and then also tassels. It's going to have tassels around the edge in this brown.
There is a girl in my closet, and she doesn't pay rent. I don't know how she got in, but she isn't living. trinkets and kitchen appliances. I've just moved in and don't even have a bed yet myself. How does she expect to fit one in the closet? I suppose I must live with her there, combing my hair. I look up to see her watching me from the clouds.
Once again, this is the pattern called The Wanderer Geometric Wrap by Small Cotton Creations on Instagram. Please go check her out. She is absolutely mesmerizing.
There is a girl in my closet, and she doesn't pay rent.
I finished Bernie 12-inch style. He has ears this time and a little nose bump that I'm starting to incorporate more on my dolls nowadays. This is the, oopsie, I lost my light. Let me try plugging that in. I dropped a Bernie on the light cord. All right, I'm back. Well, I guess I didn't leave if I didn't edit that out. So yeah, he doesn't have ears or a nose bump, but this one does. That's basically the only difference in the look of the whole doll, other than the pattern is actually different. As you can see, this is just folded flat at the bottom of the torso, and the legs are stitched on in a flat straight line, whereas this is all rounded and stitched on in a circle, like they're stitched around. But yeah, so that's my 12-inch version. I'll have to make a listing in my shop for that, because I have sold hundreds and hundreds of this one. I'd have to look back at it. I think this is one that I've sold over like 300 of. Or maybe it's the inauguration one that I did. I don't remember. So there's that. It's ready to ship. And I think I'm going to ship it tomorrow because I have something else I need to ship tomorrow. Not a crocheted item, but some CDs. This is sort of like, I debated whether I should tease this or not, but I'm going to tease it. I have a friend who does music stuff, and he has offered to try doing a remix of some of my recording stuff so that I can add something else in for like my background music for my vlogs and for my reels and stuff for social media, so that I have a little bit more variety to play with in terms of my music. So I'm excited about that, to see what that's going to sound like. So I have, I'm very old school. So I burned CDs that I'm going to mail him, because to me, that's the easiest.
The note is ready, and how shall we see it?
And then the other thing I was doing is just making up some more of these collars to have on hand when I sell some inevitably. I've already sold a few this season, so I'm probably going to sell a few more before Halloween. So I'm just going to make what I can out of this skein. This one's almost done. So far that's just 2, and the skein is getting pretty floppy. So I'll be able to finish this one. I will go ahead and start one third one, and if I need to break out another skein, I will, and then I'll call it a day on that. And then I'm going to tonight, because that'll be done real soon. Tonight I'm going to get out my greens, including those new green ribbon yarns, and I'm going to start a shrug in the greens. So that'll be fun. And earlier today, I will show you in a second, I went out and tried on for the camera some new boots that have just become part of my collection. I don't have a collection. I don't have a collection of boots, but I was just given these by happenstance. They are brand new. They are cowboy boots or cowgirl boots. They are pretty big on my feet. I wonder if they are meant for men, but so they're a little oversized on me, but they actually look pretty cute, and they're reddish. Like a good amount of them is red, so it matches my dress. So I will model those for you, and I will show that next. But basically, I just don't really see myself wearing them as a regular part of my wardrobe, but I could see them as a really fun and funky part of styling for photo shoots, because why not? Why not make it interesting, right? Plus, I also just like to have really unusual, unique items of accessories or clothing in my closet for the sake of costuming at some point. You know, me or one of my kids, we might want something like some crazy flamboyant cowboy boots. I don't know. But they're really nice. They're like really nice leather. They're brand new. They both still have a tag hanging on them. So yeah, free boots, amazing flamboyant boots. I will show them off, and at some point I will make sure I incorporate them in some photo shoot. I have a little bit of a rant. I've been using just my own recordings of compositions that are in the public domain for my vlogs here and my reels on all the social media platforms I'm on. I've just started like a week and a half ago or so. And I swear Facebook is catching more of my songs than YouTube has been, and flagging them as copyright violations. And then I immediately submit a dispute, and I have this like a little thing that I'm copying and pasting depending on the song, explaining why this piece is in the public domain, the actual composition itself, and explaining that this actual recording is my own, that I am singing, and I got permission from the piano player, and I even have still contact with her, and I have contact with the person who did the recordings. I can prove that I did these recitals when I did them. I have like video, audio, and like paper program evidences, right? And so far I figured that's all I need to do. However, one of those that I just submitted a dispute on, I got another notification on it saying that UMG, which I guess is a recording company or a record label, they've officially claimed one of my recordings that's in one of the reels. Now I'm using these over and over and over again. To me, this is gonna be like stealing. Of course, I'm not earning very much in ad revenue right now at all. It's been less than $1 in like a week and a half. So I'm not like really like thinking that they're getting a lot of money from me right now, but basically they shouldn't be allowed to just claim that my recording is theirs and then that's the final say so, because they claimed it's theirs, and then basically there was no other way for me to escalate my dispute. It just basically gave me the option to just say, okay, it's theirs, and I'm going to post it muted in the specific countries that like we don't have the rights to, and then also they're going to take 80% of any ad revenue on those posts, or just delete my posts. And no, they shouldn't get 80% of my ad revenue if they don't own the music, and they don't. It's like this system is set up perfectly if we don't take into account the concept of actual like classical compositions of music that are in the public domain that anybody can record. Fair use. Anybody can record, and then that recording is it belongs to the person who recorded it. So this system is not set up for this. Facebook is not thinking that anybody is out there recording their own tracks of public domain compositions. So what I did is I had no recourse. There was nothing I could click on. So I shook my phone. If you don't know, if you're on like Facebook or Instagram, if you shake your phone, it tells Facebook or Instagram that there's a technical problem. And I did that, and it like takes a snapshot of where you are on the website. And then it gives you a box that you can type in what your issue is. So I gave a lengthy description about what's going on. And I was like, how do I escalate this? Because this is gonna keep happening. My tracks that I have that are my own, that I have the rights to, are limited. And I don't want to have to avoid like half of them because you guys keep flagging them. Or have some other record label stealing. I'm going to say there's, if they claim it's theirs and it's not theirs, then they're stealing ad revenue. And right now it's pennies, but I hope for it to grow. So anyway, rant over. I went ahead and finished my white skein of yarn and made 3 Ruth Bader Ginsburg collars to have on hand. Guess what? There are the 3 collars that I just made. They need to be blocked still. I haven't done that yet. I'll do that as I sell them. But I just happened to see that this listing is sitting in 3 people's shopping carts. Sometimes life is just funny like that. All right, well, I was kind of silly the other day. I pulled out all these greens from my cabinet of regular yarns, thinking for the shrug and hood, but this is just from my scraps collection that I've been using for Nana's, and there's plenty here to make a shrug and a hood in the greens, and I'm going to do the repeating rows this time. So this is my collection that I've separated out for this set that's about to happen. So I made another trip to the post office just to ship out this Bernie and those few CDs. Sometimes I just have to crochet and document with photographs and not yak at the camera so much. Look how lucky I am. I have a partner that loves to cook, so this was all from the weekend over at his place. I ordered my scrap balls of yarn from smallest to largest. Without any fancy gadgets, the best way for me to get these shots of my close-up crocheting is to prop my phone into the front of my shirt. Here you can watch me stitch just a surface slip stitch around the doll on the line in between the 2 different scraps of yarn. Usually I hold my hook underhanded like a pencil, like you would hold a pencil for writing. However, when I'm doing this top stitching on top of an object like this, I find I have to tweak my wrist way too much to try to hold the hook and do the stitches. So it's way easier for me to switch to holding my hook on top like a knife grip. Typically, I don't prefer this way of holding the hook. I was taught underhanded initially when I was 9 years old, and that's what stuck with me. But I have gotten used to doing it this way for this purpose only. If you're new to my channel, this is my project that I've titled Nana's Against Trump and Fascism, and it's basically just an ACLU fundraiser at this point. Any of these that I sell, I'll be donating the proceeds to the ACLU. This is my 47th one that I've made. I've been making them every single week since Trump was elected, And this is Nana Doris. And we'll continue with this photo shoot without the Nana for this latest hood and shrug set. They don't need to be sold as a set, but they are matching and they use all the same yarns. Oh, and watch for the boots. I'm using the new boots in this photo shoot because I feel like the colors go perfectly with this dress and this crochet. Also, if you're new to my channel, you might not know that this shrug and this hood are both Flower of Life stitch designs, and they are both original patterns by Star Lily Creations. So check her out. She sells mostly at music festivals, and she is such a busy girl doing all her traveling and selling that she does a ton of crochet herself, but she sometimes needs help stocking up. So that's why I'm making a bunch of these right now. Just in case she sells out of the last ones I sent her, she'll have more that she can easily order from me. So I'm making these in between other orders. And so far in this batch of monochromatic shrugs and hoods I've been making, I haven't listed any of them yet. But if you are interested, let me know, reach out to me, and I'll make a listing for you to purchase if you get to me before Star Lily does. I also got a request for another one of these parasols in this vibrant rainbowy color shifting yarn. So I whipped that up in the past couple days, and these are fun to make. It's just sort of therapeutic to just make this one large panel that then I stitch onto an umbrella frame. So I just buy these inexpensive umbrellas, cut the material off, and attach it. So here I did another little twirl around with it. Why not? Even though it looks very similar to two others that I've made so far. This is also a design by Star Lily Creations. But with that, I need to get to the post office, but that will be in next week's video. And I wish you all a happy week until I see you again next Tuesday. Crochet hooks and colors bright, crafting wonders day and night. Join the fun, come see it through. Subscribe, and I'll create for you.